now we move on to from the world of acting to the world of baseball, as the wonderful Hall of Fame manager and, of course, our friend Jim Leyland is on the line with us right now. Let's give him a Detroit hello. Good morning, Jim.
Hey, Mitch. Good morning. How you doing?
Well, we're an hour and a half or so into 15 straight hours, which must feel what it's like for you to do a doubleheader on a rain day.
Well,
you put in some long days in your
cause.
Yeah, it is a great cause, and you know more than most what it means to for Detroiters to help Detroiters, because you spend a lot of time here, and you obviously traveled all over the country. But have you ever seen the kind of generosity that there is here from people who don't necessarily have a lot themselves, who are willing to help others here in Detroit?
Well, I think that's that's one of the most important things about the city of Detroit. I think when you're talking about the city, they've done a great job downtown now. It's really nice there, but it's not so much about the beauty of these cities. It's about the beauty of the people, and I think that's the most important thing. They're very generous. They're giving people. They care about people, and I think that's the most important thing about any city.
Yeah. And Detroit really has that. And there are, we're coming back, but you're right. Downtown looks beautiful, but you only go, a half a mile the other direction, and you still see there's a lot of work to do. And our organization, Say Detroit, starts with kids as young as 5 days old and doesn't stop helping people until literally they're senior citizens. I mean, we've got programs all the way through for veterans, for homeowners, for seniors, for kids after school. And the Tigers help build, in fact, the baseball field out at our Say Play Center, which is dedicated out there, and it's a beautiful baseball field. And we actually have a pretty good baseball team, so it's all part of that same effort to help kids. And I know that means a lot to you, and I know that means a lot to our listeners. And I want to get your thoughts while I have you on the line of our baseball team. A pretty remarkable performance this past year, considering what people expected out of them, and will that carry over into the following year?
Well, I think it certainly has a chance to. We're really blessed with some really good young players, and I think I emphasize the word young. They're really young, and they're really good, and they really held up good under some probably unexpected pressure. To be honest with you, I think they kind of come out of nowhere. That second half, and for quite a long period of time, had the best record in baseball, and certainly showed up well in the playoffs. I mean, They ended up losing to the Guardians, but they showed up well to go to sweep Houston. In Houston, I think we're the real deal. I really do. I think it's here. There'll be some stumbling blocks yet. They'll go through some things this year because the expectations are going to be a little bit more, but this is a little bit of a different group. I think they really embraced it, as AJ said. I think they really embraced it, and they really did well. They were really fun to watch.
They were, and I always say in sports, there's nothing like a surprise. It's one thing when you've got a great team and everyone goes, okay, this is our year, we're going to win it all. All that is kind of pressure, and you have to live up to it. But when everyone's sort of written you off, there's almost a freedom to that. And then when you catch fire and everyone's like, whoa, wait, those are the Tigers? They won again? They won again, won again? That has to be the most fun way to sort of, roll to success, because you don't have all the burdens of the pressures of expectations at the beginning.
Well, I think that's right. And I think, in 2006, nobody expected us to do anything. We were a little bit of a different team because we had some more veteran players,
right?
That just hadn't performed maybe the year before or the year before that, and all of a sudden they started performing, and we snuck up on a lot of people. I know in 2006 nobody expected the Tigers to win the pennant, so it was some kind of similar in the fact that it was neat to see the fans in 2006 get on board, and it was kind of the same thing this year. That particularly that second half, where all of a sudden the excitement's back. And, the towels are waving a little bit, and, postseason play again in Detroit. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, Skip, are they going to be able to compete with these big teams like the Dodgers and Mets with these big salaries now? Are the Tigers going to be able to compete with those guys? Or is anybody in baseball going to be able to compete with these unlimited spending teams?
Well, I think you can. I think this is very interesting, Mitch. last year, 10 teams in the postseason. And the top 5 payrolls in baseball were all in the postseason. But the 5 of them, they were in postseason. But the second 5 were all toward the really lower tier of the payroll for Major League Baseball. So, yes, it can be done. Is it more difficult? You know, the big separation myth is the fact that those teams can go out and spend some money, and they can afford to make a mistake. And the teams that, you know, have the lesser payrolls or, the lesser ingredients, whatever you want to call it, they can't make a mistake. If they make a mistake, it's a killer. And that, I think, is the big difference. But, yes, I think the Tigers, can compete. And I don't think one guy, I'm going to be anxious to see what happens with the Mets now. One player is not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
Did you ever think you'd see a day where there was a $765 million single contract?
I don't think anybody in their right mind ever thought they'd see that day. I mean,
it's like that joke you told about, in my wildest dreams, and and you asked your wife about going in the Hall of Fame, and your wife said, "You're not in my wildest dreams." This a $765 million contract is not in anybody's wildest dreams. Well, Jim. Before we let you go, I know you're a music lover, and we have a tradition at our Radiothon here in Somerset. The great John Pizzarelli, one of the internationally known jazz guitar players and singers, stays with us and plays in and out of some of the breaks and gives us nice musical entertainment, and periodically throws together a little ditty for some of our guests. And he's got one for you right here, right now.
Jim Leyland, there's no one else quite like you. Your Hall of Fame dream, it came true. World Series champion, they retired your number 10 too. Yes, it's true. You make us feel brand new. Say Detroit thanks you too. You make us feel brand new.
We put the stylistics because we know you like the stylistics.
I love it. That's fantastic. I saw the Motown Christmas show last night on NBC.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Did you sing along with it?
I sure did, to be honest with you, but I can't hit the high notes anymore. Too many Marlboros.
None of us can hit the high notes anymore, Jim. But it is great.
Right.
It is great to talk to you, and thank you for supporting Say Detroit and always being around for us. We really appreciate it.
Merry Christmas to all you guys. Thanks for having me on.
You too. The great Jim Leyland here on 760 WJR.